You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video. Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. Some of you may on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Tennis Ace, Kaken's Path. So y'all, let's go ahead and just jump right back into it, shall we? Please sit back and enjoy for the next 16 minutes while I entertain you. Let's jump right in. Alarm Chan, you are up, and let's go. There we go. Okay. The wolf raises an eyebrow as if he was still having trouble believing the words he was hearing. Well, that is the gist of things. I do not think your grandmother would approve of such a thing.
Grandmother doesn't approve of anything. Besides, the old hag isn't home now, is she?
No. The mistress is visiting a friend's estate in the next town over and isn't expected home until tomorrow.
See? There's nothing to worry about.
I disagree, but I see that your mind is made up.
It is. You'll play games with us. End of story.
The wolf closes his eyes, pondering those words for a while. Very well. Either way, this is hardly the most absurd request you've made of me over the years.
There is some truth to that, yes.
Saya lifts her hand up as if she were trying to ask a question of the teacher in class.
Well, I'll admit that it was hard to find an opportunity to interject in the middle of their conversation.
Kind of like there was no space left for someone else in that exchange. I guess she's going to ask how we'll choose the pairs. That's what I was about to ask.
I have no idea what's going on right now, but Mr. Wolf looks really climbable. Can I climb him? What the fu- What?
Even Alexander's expression falters for a second, looking at Saya with confusion and incredulity transparently showing on his face. I am not a rock-climbing wall.
Aww.
For some reason, she seems incredibly dejected at her weird request being denied.
Mizuguchi-san, please have some sense of timing. When is it ever the right timing for you to ask to climb someone? A fair point.
I clear my throat, calling everyone's attention towards me.
If I may redirect this conversation back to normality, please do, I beg you.
How will we decide on the pairs? I know we haven't even decided what games to play, but it would be much easier to decide who we're going to be playing with first.
That's true. I think I'd be able to get along well with whoever I were to pick as my partner, so maybe it wouldn't be fair for me to be the one choosing. On the other hand, if we were to leave it to chance, I'm the only one that does well no matter the result. That's true. Maybe we should have Alexander pick since the only good pairing for him would be with you.
Well, I appreciate the sentiment. I believe the guest should get to pick before the servant.
That's a surprisingly hardcore thing to hear, even if it's true. What should we do, Yuichi-kun?
Maybe we should flip a coin to decide which of us two gets to pick.
I like that idea. Let's go with that. Do you have a coin?
No.
That's a stupid idea. Why did you suggest that? What happened to you liking the idea? Jeez, so quick to judge. I have a coin here. I'll flip it. Yuichi-san, you call it. Why does Yuichi-kun get to call it? Because it was his idea.
Saya grumbles unhappily, crossing her arms and tapping her foot a few times.
That's fair, I guess. Okay, call it before I flip.
Heads.
Heads. Alright, I'll flip it now. It's heads. Yuichi-san gets to pick.
Rats.
Rats.
Rats off to ya.
Don't be a sore loser.
She merely huffs in response.
Who will you pick as your partner?
That's a very good question. Yeah, boy, you come here, give me some of that. Oh, yeah.
Keisuke, I choose you! What am I, a Pokemon?
Something like that.
Wait, does this mean that I get Alex? Yeah, sorry if you don't... Cool!
Oh no. She immediately hops right next to the wolf, who stares at her with confusion.
Can I climb you?
We've been over this.
Aww. Glad to see Mizuguchi-san is... happy?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, might as well take this chance to show him who's boss.
Damn right. Though, I never thought I'd hear you using that expression in my life. It took a lot of digging around before we'd found a game that we wanted to play. Alexander refrained from joining the discussion on what we should play, but he still picked up a game from the pile. I guess he's just not very vocal about his preference. Either way, since we couldn't settle on which one we'd choose with everyone having a different opinion, we decided to leave it to chance again. The four of us played rock, paper, scissors until the winner was decided. In this case, it was Keisuke.
Did we really have to go with a tennis game of all things? I won that competition fair and square. I get to pick. But it's so boring! You're a tennis player. How can you even say something like that? Playing tennis is only fun if you're actually playing it. Tennis games are just dull.
I actually agree with Saya-chan on this one.
You guys make me sad.
Besides, this isn't going to be hard for... Isn't this going to be hard for Alex? He's the only one here that isn't a tennis player. Does he even know the rules? I do. There's no need to worry about me.
See? Isn't my partner awesome? We haven't even loaded into the game yet. Save the gloating for later. We're gonna ruin your asses, just you wait.
At least learn to trash talk properly. It sounds like a line straight out of a gay porn movie.
How would you even know?
Hey, imagination is a thing that exists, you know.
Translation, I have no idea. I just wanted to say that, alright? Right?
Pretty much.
You're ridiculous.
Saya leans towards Alexander's ears. Wolf curves himself down so she can reach up to the tip of her toes.
Let's just let them implode before we start. Then we'll have it in the bag. I heard that.
Same here.
Let's just pick our players and get started already. I suddenly feel an itch to play.
How should we divide our tasks? Should we have one player dedicated to the baseline and the other to the net?
Sounds good to me. I'll let you handle the baseline since you have better sense for that.
Got it. I think your attempt at stealthy trash talking just served to fill them with motivation.
Damn!
We look through a list of famous professional players in the current circuit and immediately pick out the ones we want to play as. Keisuke picks a player well known for his precise volleying and good footwork. I pick a player that has strong shots and serve. Alex goes to the defensive player while Saya picks an ultra-aggressive serve and volleyer. Right off the bat, I can already tell that this isn't the most realistic game out there. No matter how much power I put into my shots, I always seem to land inside the court with no problems. Not only that, it seems that the timing is absolutely irrelevant to this game. You just press the button when you feel like it, and as long as the ball hasn't gone past you yet, you get it perfectly. Not the most engaging way to start a match, but I guess it'll have to do. It's not like they do a perfectly one-to-one conversion of the real-life game to this virtual system. Wonky controls aside, there doesn't seem to be much cohesion to what Sai and Alex are doing. They're just kinda doing their own thing with no rhyme or reason.
I'm gonna try a sharp angle shot that'll leave us a little open. Walk back a few steps to increase your defensive range.
Will do. On the other hand, with Keisuke barking out short, cohesive orders, it's hard for us to not be organized. It's not very fun getting constantly told what to do, but I'll just let it slide since what he says is usually the ideal thing to do regardless.
Yeah, that's right. If we go at them this way, they'll have no choice but to back up into a more defensive position. God, Kaken, stop analyzing us! Don't be ridiculous. If you can't play using your brains, then what's your problem? Then that's your problem. I'll use mine. Thank you very much. I would so hit you for that comment just now, but I can't let go of my controller.
I will allow no such thing under my watch. Careful, Saya-chan. If you try to hit Kaken with Alex around, he just might throw you out the window.
Ah, so annoying!
We chose to only play a one-set match so it wouldn't go on for very long. Tennis games, even the less realistic ones, have the annoying habit of being super realistic when it comes to the time it takes to get through a match. Saya and Alexander's play is disorganized enough that we have a clear advantage, but not so much that we can just blaze through them. As a result, the game turns into a slogfest where one side is playing very aggressively and the other very defensively. The match ends up going really long. Since we're talking about a video game where stamina and mental state aren't a thing that exists, there's never a point where one side just can't keep up anymore. It takes us almost a full hour just to get through the first set. The end result is, predictably, a total victory for Keisuke and I. Alex didn't play badly despite not having any experience with tennis, but the lack of organization between him and Saya meant they lost many easy points or attempted to go on the offensive and left areas of the court open. We get by with a 6-3 score. Overall, not a bad result for the two of us.
It was so easy that I almost feel bored by the result. Now you're just saying stuff you know will annoy me because I can't hit you. Why don't you give it a try? I've always wanted to see a flying bunny. You're so dead tomorrow! Perhaps, but for today, I'm just gonna have fun at your expense.
Dude, she's gonna fucking kill you.
I hate you. No, you don't. No, I don't.
Shall we try again? I guess we could play one more set.
Of course we'll play again. I'm not quitting till I win. We don't have all night to play just to satisfy your ego. Rude! Not rude, honest. But I suppose there's no harm in playing one more set.
Ah, the famous last words. Just one more won't hurt, and they go to do it over and over and over again. The hours seem to pass us by leisurely as we continue to play games and joke around. It's surprising to see Kaken playing and laughing like this. It's so rare for him to lower his guard in front of other people, or at least I myself don't see it often. Maybe Alex is more used to these kinds of things. These two have known each other for quite a few years already. When I think about it, I feel weirdly jealous of that. Despite how stuck up he can be at times, Kaken jokes around so freely with Alex. I wish he could act that way around me more often, too.
Yuichi-san, you're spacing out again.
Huh? Sorry, what were you saying?
It was nothing super important. We were just trying to decide on what to have for dinner. I don't know if you noticed, but it's already starting to get dark.
Wait, really? I look out the window, and sure enough, the sky has started to darken. Huh, I didn't notice it at all.
Of course you didn't notice. You were spacing out as always. As always? I take offense to that. Mizuguchi-san is right. You space out all the time. Almost as much as Kobayashi.
Of course you two would gang up on me.
Telling things how I see them is different from ganging up. Either way,
It's a weird noise.
Either way, what were you thinking so hard about?
Oh, it was nothing. I was just thinking of random stuff.
Huh, that's less interesting than I thought. Well, not that it matters anyway. Do you have any idea what you want to have for dinner? I'll ask Kuroda-san to fetch us whatever you guys want.
I want sushi! Oh, I'll go for whatever you guys want. There's no real point in trying to pander to me anyway, since I eat most things.
Most things, huh? Except for anything that has tea, pepper, or milk.
Wow, I'm surprised you know that.
I've learned my lesson. I'm making an effort to get to know my friends better. I also might have asked Mizuguchi-san a bunch of stuff about you.
Though you're only half right. Green tea is the only kind of tea that I hate. I wouldn't go out of my way to get any other kind, but I wouldn't refuse them either way. Wouldn't refuse them either. Huh, so you were serious about that stuff you said on being a more attentive friend and whatnot?
Of course I was. I'm a man of my word. Besides, it's embarrassing to not be able to treat people who always take such good care of me with the same degree of care.
I think you're exaggerating things just a tad. Yes, besides, you're hardly a man yet. You're just 17.
Well, I don't have to be 20 to be a man. I'm already plenty responsible enough.
Not according to the law, you're not.
Sheesh, do you always have to burst my bubble?
Yes, it's one of my favorite hobbies. The wolf shows a hint of a smile as he says those words. Even if he seems stern all the time, the way he talks to and treats Keisuke is almost brotherly.
You're terrible.
Thank you, I aim to be.
Either way, should I order a sushi then?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Sushi's pretty good.
Yay, sushi! You don't need to get so excited over something so simple. But sushi is amazing! If you say so, I won't disagree. Let me go.
The door to Keisuke's room suddenly opened without warning. His grandmother. Fuck.
My apologies for the intrusion, young master.
Kuroda, one of Keisuke's butlers, walks into the room with another white hair that I don't recognize. It's an older woman wearing some very expensive-looking clothes. The scowl on her face is terrifying enough that I can imagine children crying just upon glancing at her. As soon as she walks through the door, Keisuke's entire body stiffens up. Even Alex seems to respond in a similar way, although there is no change to his facial expression. As I'm left wondering who this person might be, she looks over the room, her eyes pausing on Saya, and I for just a second before moving on, an incredible measure of disgust on her face. I see that the servants were not joking when they told me you had guests. It seems you didn't even seem to think of seeking permission before inviting these people over to my house. It almost felt like she was biting her tongue to avoid calling us something else. Just the way she looked at me was already unfriendly enough that I dared not speak a word.
These are my friends, grandmother. I hardly think I need permission to invite them to my house.
Your house? How odd. I don't remember seeing your name on the description for this estate.
Last time I checked, I wasn't your name on it either. It was my father's name, so I don't think I need to be asking you for permission.
The woman narrows her eyes, pursing her lips so much that they start to look like a single thin line. She glances at the TV, in which the last game we played is still being displayed for all to see.
And what about this? Wasting your time on games. Don't you have better, more productive things to do if you have so much free time? So long as I produce acceptable results, then the way I spend my time is my own business, grandmother. You do well to remember that.
The woman huffs, her eyes moving towards the wolf that stands behind us.
Drake.
Yes, master. The way Alexander spoke his words was almost robotic, completely devoid of any emotion. I had thought before that he didn't seem to put much emotion into his words before, but just now the difference was so obvious that even I could notice it.
I hardly think you're entitled to skip on your work to play games.
My apologies, master.
You understand, then get back to work. I'll say that your next paycheck reflects your poor attitude.
Yes,
Hang on just a second. Alex is my personal butler. His job is to do what I tell him to do. If I tell him to play games with me, then he is doing his job.
She huffs upon hearing his words, opening her mouth to speak again. You don't have to cover for me. I failed to perform my duties in an acceptable manner. I'll take responsibility for it.
But Alex... Good. It seems that at least the servant still knows his place here. Come with me, then. We need to better discuss your punishment.
Yes, master. With one last look at us, the woman huffs once more, walking out of the room without another glance back. Alex follows behind her, her eyes looking much more stern and menacing than normal.
Young master, please contain yourself. It would not do to insult your grandmother. Yeah, right. What just happened?
Kaken, that was your grandmother?
Yeah, she's a nightmare, isn't she? I have no idea what she's even doing here. She was supposed to be out of the estate for the entire day.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, young master. It's my fault.
The fox looks away, his tail going between his legs as his shoulders slump.
Your fault? What are you talking about? In my excitement to see you finally bringing friends over, I let it slip to one of the other servants that you had company. It seemed that the information was passed along to one of your grandmother's spies. And she went out of her way to come back here just to torment me.
I hate the fact that that makes sense.
You're kidding, right? Spies? She has spies here? Well, this is also her house. Even if we are all servants hired by the Urushihara Corporation, not all of us have our allegiances to the same members of the family. The company is divided in factions that support different members of the family. My father's faction is nothing but puppets to my grandmother. She's the one that controls everything. On the other hand, there are those of us who are loyal to the young master and wish to see him take control of the company, but he is unwilling to do so. Kuroda, even if I wanted to do that, you know as well as I do that there's no way I could really do that. The company wouldn't be passed on to me until they were sure they have a way of controlling me.
Alright guys and gals, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right here. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, leave a super thanks, or tip if you can, it always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!